Hi and welcome to Online Appliance Tech. Today we're going to show you how to put the KitchenAid or the Whirlpool product in diagnostic mode. So the first thing you want to do is open the door, and on the left hand side you'll see a control panel, and on the left hand side of the panel you'll hold the two arrows pointing down at the same time, and then it will count down from 3 to 0 or 3 to 1, and then you'll be into diagnostic mode. And to exit diagnostic mode, you'll hold the two buttons down again until it counts from 3 to 1 to exit diagnostic mode. To select the test mode needed, you'll press the up and down arrow on the refrigerator section. Then you'll press the lower button to activate, and then the max cool to stop. So there's the temperature of the thermistor. And to stop, we'll hit the max cool. Then we're back to number 1. Then we'll go back up to number 2. This is the thermistor 2. So we'll activate. See, the temperature is 82. It's definitely hot. And the max cool to go back. And this is basically how we go through all the tests. So let's go to a different test. Let's go to test mode 39. So we're pressed to activate, and this is the compressor speed test. So if you have a unit that's not cooling and you want to amp up the compressor, and you amp up the compressor and it turns on, but yet you have no cooling, more than likely you have a freon leak. Okay, so to amp up the compressor, you'll press the up arrow, and to decline the speed, you'll press the down arrow and the max cool to exit. Okay, so let's go over all the test modes that you may or probably will need to fix your unit. Test mode 1, thermistor test. So if your refrigerator is not cooling well and it reads open line, which is OP on this test, that means you would have to replace this evaporator panel. And you probably ask yourself why not just replace just the thermistor, why do we have to replace the panel? Unfortunately, it's embedded inside the cover, the evaporator cover. Okay, test 2, freezer thermistor test. So if it reads SH or OP, that indicates your thermistor is shorted or open. In other words, you would have to replace the lower cover for the freezer section, being that the cover and the thermistor is embedded together. Okay, test mode 3 is the refrigerator or the fresh food thermistor test. So if it reads SH or OP on the display, that means that your thermistor is either shorted or open. If this is the case, you would have to replace this thermistor. Test mode 4, this is the evaporator thermistor test. So if it reads OP or SH on the display, that does indicate that you would need to replace this thermistor. Test mode 5, pantry compartment thermistor test. Same concept, if it reads SH or OP, this thermistor does need to be replaced. Test mode 14, this is the door icebox thermistor test. SH indicates shorted and OP indicates open. So if you get this definitely would be a thermistor you would replace. Test mode 16, the door ice trays thermistor test. So if it reads SH, which means shorted, or OP, which means open, this would be a thermistor that you would need to replace. Test mode 17, this is a freezer ice maker tray thermistor test. So if the thermistor reads SH, which indicates shorted, or open, OP, that indicates you would have to replace the ice maker. Reason why: the ice maker and the thermistor come together. Test mode 18, this is the second freezer evaporator thermistor. So if it reads SH or OP, that indicates it's bad. Test mode 38, so this is a test that you can ramp up the speed of the compressor, and like I indicated before, this is a good test. You can go up for faster speed and the down arrow to lower the speed. This is a good test, like I said, if you want to see if the compressor turns on. If it does turn on, that does indicate that all your electricals are working right. But yet, if it is running and you amp it up to max speed and you have no type of discharge pressure or it's not cooling at all, that indicates you that you probably do have a freon leak. Okay, test mode 42. This is the air baffle state test. So if you're not having good airflow to your pantry section, this would be a good test to activate to see if the motor itself is bad. If so, you would have to replace the panel. Test mode 56. This is a freezer fan test. So if you have food that's kind of cold but not 100% cold or not freezing well, I guess you would say, this would be a good test to see if your fan is activating or not. If it does not activate, more than likely you have a bad fan. Unfortunately, you would have to replace the panel which it comes together. Test mode 57. This is refrigerator fan test. So if you have food that's not really cooling that well, this would be a good test. Unfortunately, like as always, the fan is embedded with the cover. So if the fan is not rotating or you feel no airflow once activated, you would have to replace this panel. Test mode 58. This is a condenser fan motor test. So if you have a noisy unit, meaning the compressor is overheating, or your food is not really getting that cold or freezing that well, this would be a good test. So just activate the test, see if the fan is moving. If it's not moving, that indicates that you do have a bad condenser fan motor. Test mode 59, icebox fan test. So if your ice maker is not working that well, or the cubes are kind of wet but not really freezing that well, this would definitely be a good test to see if the fan is actually working or not. If the fan is not working, well, there you go, that's your problem. Test mode 63, this is your vertical motor heater test. So activate it to the on position, and then if you feel if it starts to warm up, that means it's working fine. If it does not, that means it should be replaced. Test mode 89, this is a freezer section defrost test. So if you in your freezer, say if your food is kind of thawing out but not that cold, or you have a layer of ice on the back wall, that more than likely you have a defrost problem. So this is an easy test. Activate the test, wait 5 minutes, and then see if it goes above the 60 Fahrenheit. If it does reach above that limit or tends to get hotter, that does indicate that your heater is working. If it does not move, say the temperature on the display, and you hear no types of pops or cracks in the freezer, that indicates that your freezer heater is not working and you would need to replace it. Okay, test mode 90. This is the fresh food section defrost. So same thing, activate it, see if the temperature rises. If the temperature does not rise on the display, that means the heater is defective and you would need to replace it. And more likely, and sometimes I actually seen some of these dual evaporator KitchenAids or Whirlpool, they don't even have a defrost heater, they just have a thermistor and a fan, and the thermistor tells the fan how fast to go to remove moisture from the evaporator. So if you do have one of these, I recommend replacing the thermistor and the evaporator DC fan motor at the same time. Okay, test mode 96. This is a water inlet valve test, so you can activate this test. Just make sure you have a cup up under the dispenser. If you do not get no water, you could have a water inlet valve problem. Test 97. This activates the inlet valve to send water up to the ice maker. So if you're not getting no ice or making no ice, this would be a good test to see if you're getting water. So if you're not getting water to the ice maker, that makes sense why you're not making ice. Test mode 98. This is a freezer ice maker test. So this activates the inlet valve to send water. So if you're not getting water to the ice maker, that makes sense of why you're not making no ice. Well, I hope this video was helpful, and please like and subscribe for more future tips and videos. Have any questions, just leave in comments below and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you and have a good day.